What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and we are back in Kingdom Rush Frontiers. Like I mentioned last time, we went ahead and did the Heroic Mode challenge off camera, but I wanted to do the Iron Mode challenge on camera for you guys just so that we could see the kind of different effects that you get when you play Iron Mode. So here we're limited. We can only use Magic and Dwarven Bombard towers, and the map itself is going to have some surprises for us whenever you play Iron Mode. So we're just going to use Alaric. And we're going to use him because he's pretty close to level 6. And we'd love to get those points for him. And then we're going to jump into the new map, Crimson Valley. But we're going to do that after. And then when we're done with that, we'll have 4 stars to spend. So let's jump back into Iron Mode, Naziru's Gates. And another little thing I love about these maps is they always have some sort of kind of flavorful change. So we killed the genie. And there's the lamp, for sale. This little bazaar. But check out how interesting this is. So we obviously need to sell some of these. But which ones and how many is kind of the key. So all the usual enemies are going to be coming. We can only use Dwarven Bombards as well as Mage Towers. Unfortunately, we don't get any gold for selling them, so we want to be careful about which ones we sell because we want them to be our most crucially placed towers. And we don't want to sell them until we absolutely need to as well. And we can make something like this. Achievement unlocked, Tactician. And I think it's pretty much a given that that's going to be an excellent place for an Adept Tower. Also would probably be a good place for a Dwarven Bombard as well. But I think these 3 are going to be upgraded Magic Towers. And these outside positions are going to be pretty important as upgraded artillery positions. It's all pretty crucial for us. So for right now, let's get our positioning on point. We don't really want to stack units. We just want to put them in a nice even row in front of where all our damage dealers are. And we're going to choose to upgrade this tower first because it has the ability to affect all the potential outlets for these lanes. And I think we're going to sell this. And it would also be great to get an upgraded artillery piece. But I think this is a pretty good investment. Having 2 of these early should be fine. And Alaric is basically a moving upgraded barracks wherever he goes. So okay, let's try it with this and see how far we get. We can use our reinforcements on one side. And we'll use Alaric on the other. And of course we can't upgrade these if we feel like we need to. Can't wait till we get the archer variant of our reinforcements. Those are always so strong. It's going to be a lot of damage coming out of these towers. They're in such a central location. And of course now we have archers in the back. But that's okay. There's pretty good range on these Archmage towers. Once they get into range, they should have no problem dealing with them. We'll be spending our gold, trying to quickly get our 3rd Archmage tower. And upgrading Archmage tower also probably isn't bad here. I've been playing a lot of other games recently, so like I'm looking at the 1, 2, like my different controls, and I was slightly confused there for a second. Been playing some Dawn of War 2, and that game's all about like using your hotkeys to control your guys. No, I was 1 second too slow moving Alaric, but that should be okay. We kind of cleared the wave there. And we're getting very close to having what we need for our Archmage tower. Man, we really need Alaric back up. Having him die there was pretty costly because we really could have used his sand warriors to help us block all of these low tier chaff units. And there we go. Let's bring these, well, I kind of like them in this position because they are giving us more time for our higher DPS towers. If any enemies make it there. And at some point, we're going to want to get the higher... Man, he died again. I really got to pay attention. These scorpions do so much damage with their poison. We can't let any of these units past. And we're going to look to Rain of Fire again. So not a great showing from my micro there, but we should be able to stop them in just a moment. So we want Alaric to block up the path, but we don't want him directly fighting scorpions. So you see there, they do a ton of damage to these scorpions here. These archers are just clearing out so many of our guys. Okay, well that kind of sucks. Let's see if we can get Alaric down here fast enough. No, we're going to lose that. Dang, okay. That was just mostly just poor play. We're not gonna play that poorly again.
A wise choice. Want some? Get some.
They just walked right by. That's why you have to be very careful with your placement of your barracks units.
For the king. Have at thee. Charge. For honor
And we'll sell this as soon as we can.
For the king. Have at thee.
And they don't have any AoE, so there's really no problem with blocking up these units here.
For the king.
I think this is fine.
Stay frosty.
And I think putting Alaric on this side of the battlefield was certainly correct. We just don't want to let him fight scorpions. And I don't know if we honestly need the Dwarven Bombards. We could just try and use Archmage Towers with Twister. Twister does decent damage and it moves enemies back down the field. Back down their lanes, I should say. Could get the upgraded Dwarven Tower here. Let's just go for the third Archmage Tower and see if the Twister strategy works. And let's get Alaric the heck away from this Scorpion. And we'll drop some fire. Every time we see some Scorpions, we'll drop some fire on them. Get them the heck out of here. We can put some of our... And there we go. So, I mean, even though we failed the first run, we still got a lot of experience on Alaric from that. So it's never really a complete waste as long as you have a hero doing some damage. And we've got enough to block them up. And there's our third Archmage Tower.
Shade is gone.
Trying to watch everything at once. Could honestly get some upgraded footmen here. But I don't think we want to divert any of our gold. And we certainly want to drop some more fire on these scorpions here because they are chewing up our poor guys. And once we lock down one side of the map, we can look to send Alaric potentially to the other side to help reinforce. So he's fighting the Scorpion, but he's taking way too much damage. Need our sand boys. Alaric is taking too much damage. Just need to make sure we're constantly getting our sand warriors summoned. And in melee, these archers have no chance against him. We need our dwarf. We need it bad. So I'm looking at it now, and I think if I was going to do this differently, I would basically not get these two towers. I think you save the gold there, you just leave it as another barracks, and you just start getting twisters, and you get tier 1 twisters, as many as you can, and we'll get the Furnace Blast, which makes that tower much better. And you just get as much of that as you can. And you just use Twister to just bring everyone back up. We don't need tons of really high level towers. I mean, this right here has borderline been useless. So, and this guy is going to be pretty scary for us. The Sand Wraith, his ability to summon just an endless amount of these fallen units is going to be tough for us to deal with. We could try and put like a dwarf tower here. I think that'll do more for us than a super weak. Yeah, super weak barracks. I mean, that's just not going to do much for us. And we can drop some fire. We'll take one of them pretty low. If he stands in fire, hopefully he'll die. But you'll see here the burning. The Furnace Blast ability is just taking out these fallen. They're just a non-issue now. So much damage, and we can't even like run Alaric up into melee on these guys. Check out their stats: 30 to 60 damage with a ton of health. So Alaric just doesn't have the stats to go toe to toe with them yet. Just keep dropping our guys, keep using Alaric to clear out the fallen. Yeah, if we don't upgrade this in time, it really won't get much value. Which is kind of sad. So Alaric's going to take a ton of damage. We just need to be a little careful there. And we're going to look to drop more fire in just a second. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to upgrade this, so it might have been a bit of a waste. But it is at least hitting these Sand Wraiths for good damage. Let's drop some fire on them. I think they're probably the scariest things on the battlefield right now, and then we can just afford to move Alaric over here. A lot of times these Iron Mode challenges are meant to test a particular tower that you recently unlocked. So we unlocked the Archmage Tower, so we should be using the Archmage Tower and the Iron Mode challenges is kind of what I'm getting at. It's kind of giving you a fun level to make your brand new tower the center of attention, so to speak. So we're gonna beat it. No big deal. We got a level on Alaric. One of the cool things about Frontiers that's missing from the first game, and that's the fact that even though we lost the first time we tried to do it, we still got something from it. You know, we still put experience onto our hero, and that makes it feel a lot less bad, and like there's a lot more worth grinding and trying to figure out a level. So 1 star. We can't do anything unfortunately with only 1 star, but we can level up Alaric. So the way his things are costed, getting these Sand Warriors, which I think are his strongest ability, is kind of eating into our ability to upgrade him more evenly. But I think that's fine. Just give him some more damage and call it good. Alright, so I think we also want to switch heroes. We're going into the Crimson Valley, so we can try out a new hero, which is Cronin. And I've prioritized getting him 2 boars as a summon, because they have decent life, and they are excellent at blocking up the lane. And he has tier 1 of all of his abilities, which I think is pretty sweet. And he also has his Falcon, so he's got a lot of summons. So without any kind of further ado, guys, let's jump into Crimson Valley. And I can read the campaign blurb for you. And it says, the mighty Templar Order joins us as we reach the breathtaking Crimson Valley, a name it's earned for being the Makwa tribe's hunting grounds. We've established a base camp here and given the men some time off to rest and recover, but we must remain vigilant. None of us has ever seen one of the Makwa, but the rumors about them are unsettling to say the least. So a new enemy, totally new terrain type, and a new hero. So let's jump on in. We get a sweet new comic. Are you sure the creek was around here? Let's hurry up. I want to go back to camp. What's the rush? This is a safe zone. Yeah, it doesn't look very safe. Alright, Knights Templar. So these are our new, our second potential upgrade branch for our barracks. So the Knights Templar trains very resilient armored knights with huge, high damaging swords. So they're very similar to the paladins.
Big guy coming through. Master, Beastmaster.
And of course, Cronin sounds just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, so we have some jungle spiders. This map, alright, so some more unique things to this map here. We have plots of land that we don't start with unlocked, and it's called Overgrowth. So we have to pay 100 gold to unlock these plots. We also have Spear Maidens, and they're very cheap. I think we could put 4 of them down, and they're going to be excellent at dealing with spiders, which are a new unit for us on this game, but it's certainly an old enemy for us from the second game. But we're going to look into getting these guys to supplement any potential like knights or something like that that we do want to build. But looking around, we have lots of very strong positions here that we need to consider what we want to place. So this is like prime Dwarven Bombard territory. And this is an excellent spot for an archer tower. If we upgrade this to a crossbow tower, we'll be able to increase the range of many towers if that's fully upgraded. And these outside positions are perfect for barracks. So we'll put it here so that we have more of a central location for focus fire from all of our different towers.
The hunt is on.
And we certainly will get some Amazons to fight with us in just a bit. But for right now, I think we want to... Spiders, if you remember from the first game, they're usually like magic resistant. So I'm not sure what type of resistances we'll be up against here. So maybe we just want to, let's rush out our crossbow fort.
Big guy coming through.
I think that's fine because it's going to help us in all the lanes. And we have a new enemy. So the jungle spider, yes, so they still are magic resistance. Good to know, but they're very fast. The jungle variant of this vicious predator is a lot meaner than its forest cousin. So let's take a look at their stats. 80 HP. These monkeys. And Cronin's going to get in here and fight. So the crossbow tower is very good. These monkeys, I don't know if we can click on them. They do something. I don't know if they're helping us exactly. And that's one of his abilities that does like damage down the line, which is pretty sweet. I think you have to catch them for it to do something, but I don't quite remember what. And we have to assume that very soon. Oh crap, that's a predator. Oh, I think we found him once. I think we have to keep finding him in the jungle. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. So I like this position as another one for a barracks. And we want to call early because we want to get as much gold as possible here. Man, keep your eyes peeled for a predator. Savage warrior, a fearless tribal warrior with the scars to prove his rite of passage. Average speed, cannibalizes victims. So we're going to want to have strong barracks units to prevent these guys from killing our barracks units and then using them to heal themselves. Excuse me. I don't see any more predators. Maybe they're in other of the jungle maps. And we want to upgrade this pretty soon. I think we're going to put a mage tower here. Let's get Cronin in there. We want him attacking. And I think our reinforcements are strong enough to kind of go toe to toe. As long as we're all under cover of our crossbow towers. Let's check out the strength of these boars. So 160 HP, 2 to 8 damage, no armor. And let's bring Cronin that way. And we'll firebomb these guys. There we go. Make sure we have our summons out. And our little falcon also does better damage than the boars, but it has much less HP. And get ourselves another crossbow fort. And I think we're going to want to start upgrading these barracks units at some point. Summon, call early, summon is one of the best little strategies you can use. I'm not even so sure that we shouldn't just get a third archer tower here. These crossbow towers are really good against magic resistance. And they're also very good against these no armor having savages. Taken out of context, that probably would sound pretty bad. Hoping we can get Cronin to level 5 with this battle. And I think we can do something like this here. And then if we want, we can start getting the Spear Maidens. And stack them with our footmen. And let our footmen take the damage and let the Spear Maidens do the DPS. So okay, so now we have flyers. So you know what, I think I will just get a tier 2 archer tower here. And maybe look to get a magic tower here if we do have the gold. We want to make sure we have the capability to hit air if they're going to be sending lots of air waves at us. And I think they will be. Makes a lot of sense. Our falcon actually can hit air. That's pretty sweet. So while Cronin himself cannot hit the air, the falcon can.
Big guy coming through.
So this is essentially just free gold for us. And remember also, once this is upgraded with increased range, these crossbow towers are going to be able to hit like everything. It's going to be beautiful. So it looks like the monkeys are throwing banana peels that are helping us. Okay, and we have another path opening up. So if you remember these shaman characters from the first game. So witch doctors, aboriginal healers that use a secret mojo to heal their tribal brothers, average speed and a healing aura. So these were the ones that healed all the different goblins and orc units, but now they're going to be here healing these tribal dudes. So we want to make sure we focus them down because we don't want them healing up the other characters. And there's also another great place for a Dwarven Bombard. And we'll look to showcase the new Templars too. We have 15 waves here, so we're gonna make a lot of gold pretty soon. Let's just nuke him. Cronin's taking a lot of damage. We don't want him to die because he does have so many summons, and we lose the value of the summons if he does die. So we need to heal him up. Get our third Falcon crossbow fort. And this is something we're going to want to do right here. So, in order to prevent the healers from meeting up with their buddies, we're going to place this here. So yeah, the Witch Doctors are just going to keep coming down this lane. So we can isolate them from the rest of their guys so they don't get a chance to heal. We'll call early. And we'll send Cronin down this lane. And we're going to use him and his summons to kill the Witch Doctors. And are the Witch Doctors? The Witch Doctors also have no resistances whatsoever. So yeah, let's just get some magic towers going right here. We'll see how the next wave shows up before we spend too much of our gold. And they must do a lot of damage, 14 to 26, because they're really chunking down Cronin. But every time he uses his ability, he also, you see there it stunned him. But every time he uses his abilities, he also gets experience, so that's good. I think we're pretty well covered on this side. 2 upgraded footmen with 3 crossbowmen, and this is kind of a backup position. So there we go, level 5 on Cronin. He has 400 HP, still no armor, which is a little rough. But maybe he'll end up with a lot of HP towards the end of this. It's really the summons that are super valuable. He also has the ability to regenerate. So lots of air coming this way. And I think we're going to want to call early. Just a moment here. I think we're fine to deal with them. And we'll look to drop. All of these healers are healing each other. So this is kind of a dangerous situation. We'll nuke them before it gets too crazy. So check out all this free gold. And now we have an Archmage tower. So our anti-air needs are pretty well met. Now we just want to ask ourselves, what do we need now? I think this is kind of where we want to fight these. So lots of spiders and some new spider enemies coming from the top position. So let's move Cronin. Let's call early for the gold. And our new enemy is the Jungle Matriarch. So we kind of remember these from the first game too. This aggressive predator hunts using its offspring to overwhelm its victims. High damage, magic resistance, and they spawn spiderlings. So it's very nice that we have these 3 crossbow towers here in the forefront. Because 400 HP is not a lot when you're taking the full damage of these crossbow forts. And we're holding on to a lot of gold at the moment. I think that's fine. I think we can make a nice backup position here. If we buy this plot of land and put another barracks here. Once we upgrade this to tier 3 Falconer, this will be a Dwarven Bombard with some pretty huge range. Or a dwarf. I'll never get used to saying the word dwarf. Such an unnatural thing to say. But it'll have like pretty enormous range. It'll be able to hit a lot of our backup positions. And these crossbowmen are just dealing tons of damage to these spiders. And we're not going to waste the rain of fire on them. I don't think we need to do that. Oh, and they get Cronin. Okay. We didn't kill them fast enough. Unfortunately, there's just so many eggs. But we're very close to getting the Dwarf Tower, and then we'll be safe. I didn't check out how much damage they did. I saw they have 400 health, which is quite a bit. But here we go. There we go. And now Cronin's back up. And we might want to prioritize getting the Falconer at this point. Oh, and of course, we have another lane opening up. I'm assuming they're coming down this way. Alright. Fair enough.
The hunt is on.
That's why you never build too heavily in one spot, because the map will surprise you. I kind of remembered this happening, but I didn't remember this lane opening up at all. I'm also kind of glad we didn't put a bunch of gold into the Spear Maidens quite yet, because they probably would have died to all of the spiders. They just do so much damage. No, that's not what I meant to build. God dang it. So we lose a little gold there, not a big deal. We'll put them here, and we don't want Cronin to die because we need him to regenerate. Okay, it's time for some stronger frontline boys. I mean, and they definitely want us to use our new units, but I think the assassins would also be great against these enemies because they'd be getting gold every time they kill them, and there's so many of them. We could potentially be getting a lot of gold. We're still only on wave 10. We do want to get Furnace Blast, and we do want to increase the range of our towers. And since I'm not seeing anything with high armor, I think we honestly just want to get more and more like crossbow towers. Let's get Furnace Blast. That's like the most powerful ability that we haven't unlocked for ourselves yet. We can get a Knights Templar in this position. And we'll try and keep the Witch Doctors away from their savage friends. And the Knights are doing much better at holding back the spiders. So here we go. We got our Templar. 275 HP, which is huge. 20 to 30 damage and medium armor. So they're going to be great spider killers. And we can get another one here. Drop some fire. Get rid of these witch hunters. Cronin might get another level here, which would be pretty cool. He's in a good spot to just continuously spam his abilities. And I think we just go ahead and double up with that. And now we get another crossbow here. And it's just going to have huge range. So let's check out the range on these. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And now that this also kind of has the ability to chip away at units that pass through that position, we want Cronin to move, make sure he gets some experience. We'll give him some slightly tougher buddies to help him fight. And even this like level 1 arrow tower, look how much range it has. So I love this ability. It opens up so many different avenues of attack for you. Cronin's taking some damage, but he's getting a lot of experience. And cutting off one wave completely makes it so much more manageable for our crossbow towers to just take out the units that trickle in through there. And there we go. And now that he's healed up, we send him back into the fight. And I don't think there are any big giant enemies in this particular level that we should consider getting something like the core drill. But you know what? I said I was going to do it.
Spears ready. On the trail.
So let's get some spear maidens. We can check out their stats. We'll call early. 300 HP, 14 to 36 damage. So they're very strong versus the spiders. We just want to make sure that we have our Templar in the front to take all the damage. It'd be cool if they threw something, but they don't. They'd be very, very strong if they threw something. Oh, let's check out the Templar's upgrades. And you know what? Instead of getting upgrades on these kind of like single path Templars, we're going to upgrade our backline Templars. And if anyone ever gets through, we'll have our strongest Templars in the back. So we can give them extra 50 life, which is pretty huge. Attacks have a chance of causing bleeding, which is nice. And Templars have a 20% chance of cheating death. So getting kind of 1, 1, and 1, just the same way like we used to do with the Paladins in the first game, is a pretty nice series of upgrades for them. And since our Dwarven Bombard here is upgraded, has the upgraded range from the Falconeers, we can get the Dwarf, and that'll help us cover our exit if anything ever does leak. It'll also just be good to help us kill the waves here. And we can then back up. He's almost leveled. That's awesome. And then we can just we can back up our footmen here, so that they'll fight under the influence of this dwarf tower. We'll call early. We're not scared of anything. So level 6 on Cronin, which is huge, and we're gonna make sure we get Furnace Blast and prioritize that. But look at all the AOE, all the air, anti-air towers that we do have. Essentially free gold for us. So let's get Furnace Blast tier 1. And I think if I built something here, it would have the increased range. Let's see if it's close enough. It's not close enough, but that's okay. We can get ourselves another crossbow tower here, and that'll help us to defend this area as well. So you remember the giant wasp queens will spawn units, but we are not scared of them. We will call early regardless. We have so much excellent wave clear, and we can start looking to upgrade our Archmage tower as well. Let's get ourselves a Twister, and that'll do some nice AoE magic damage and push some of these units back to make sure that we don't get swarmed. And you'll see, I mean, we have so many positions we're not even like using right now. I think this will be a good position to unlock. And let's just get tier 1 barrage on all of our crossbow towers. So shoots up to 6 bolts in quick succession that deal 30 to 40 damage each. So that'll give them kind of this machine gun component, and you saw it just right there. When you start getting a lot of those, it becomes pretty overwhelming. And against these low tier enemies, you don't really need to upgrade it, because you see there, it just wasted all those shots on a weak spider that was already dead. So upgrading it is generally not very useful. But one barrage can pretty much one-shot one of these Savage Warriors. And that's really all we need. Any more DPS than that is just wasted. And we can get critical mass there, but I think we just we've done it. Get ourselves another crossbow tower in the back lines, and we did it. So not too difficult, but it was pretty crucial there that we put our crossbow towers in the middle. We got that enormous range buff, and we used our Knights Templar to control against those magic resistant spiders. So we have our upgrades now. Man, would love to go straight for the recurve bow. But I think we're just going to get improved ordnance here. And let's see, increases marksman attack damage and range, so that's a pretty nice upgrade. Soldiers are trained faster with improved armor, very good. And reducing the cost of the mage's special abilities is pretty huge. It'll make things like the tornado or the twister more valuable. But let's get increased accuracy. That would have been awesome to have just then when we were doing that, and 2 levels on Cronin for us. And I think we're just going to get... Let's get another tier of Stampede. So we'll get a higher chance to stun and it'll do more damage. We can get a better Falcon. And let's get a better... We'll increase his damage, and that's pretty much what we did there. We gave him a lot more damage. And his stats are just looking better in general. Let's take a look at Iron Mode Challenge. So upgrade level 3. No Dwarven Bombards, no Archer Towers. Okay. So probably encouraging us to use our new Knights Templar. That's pretty cool. And I'll probably do the Heroic Challenge off camera and the Iron Mode Challenge at the beginning of the next video. And our next level is Snapvine Bridge. So this is a fun one. This is one I remember a lot. You'll see here these little Venus flytraps. So there's some pretty cool mechanics in this, and we'll jump into that next time. Kind of want to evenly level our heroes. I almost want to use Captain Blackthorn, but I think we'll get more opportunities later to use him. And I think now, as long as we're in the jungle, we'll stick with Cronan and see if he can't get us through. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. If you like this video, please hit the like button, thumbs up button, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would appreciate it. I'm only at about 20 subscribers at the time I've recorded this video, so I notice every single subscriber that I get, and I deeply appreciate you. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.